News Centre, Peta Credlin.
Good evening. It's great to have your company for my very first show. Coming up on Credlin tonight, Senator Pauline Hanson and One Nation's Queensland State Leader Steve Dixon join us live to talk about this weekend's coming election. Plus, why did the government scrap next week's House of Representatives City Week? What's the reaction from Labor? What's going to happen now? And later with the panel, we'll discuss the weekend's Galaxy poll, which has Christina Keneally and John Alexander neck and neck in the crucial seat of Bennelong. But first, earlier today, the Turnbull government cancelled next week's scheduled sitting of the House of Representatives. The reason given by the Leader of the House, Christopher Pyne, was that the bill to legalise same-sex marriage wouldn't be ready for MPs in the lower house to debate. As you know, the bill to amend the Marriage Act was only introduced into the Senate last Thursday following the yes vote. But because it's still working its way through the Senate, so Mr Pyne's argument goes, let only the Senate sit next week to finish it off, and once it's set down to the House, they'll turn up the following week to deal with it before Christmas. Now, I'll be generous here. This idea probably seemed a whole lot better when it was tossed around by the strategists over the weekend. But even then, you would have hoped there would be one person who, at least in the room, who would have killed this idea dead, because as far as dumb tactical ideas go, this is one of the worst. And here's why. Firstly, cancelling the Parliament is a big deal. The last time I recall it happening was about 12 years ago, around the time of the 2005 Bali bombing. Cancelling it today, just because one bill is not ready, is madness. Every sitting day there are unforeseen changes to legislative programs in the House and in the Senate. You just move on to another bill and come back to where you were later on. I'll remind Mr Pyne that according to the Parliament's own website, right now there's 76 other bills in the House of Representatives that they could work on next week. Quite frankly, I don't buy it. Secondly, same-sex marriage is just one issue on the government's plate, but today's decision makes it look like it's the only issue the government's focused on. Same-sex marriage has been a big distraction for the coalition, and it's made it hard for the government to get its political message out. Right now, voters just want the government to start getting back to and dealing with many of the other issues facing this country. I'm sure Bill Shorten picked this up in Labor's polling too, because he said as much last week after the yes vote was announced.